What we're doing right now, I think, and it's not by choice, it's a little bit by necessity. We've got a couple of veteran guys, arm-wise, that are down. That'll be back. I think one will throw a little bit tomorrow, I think, kind of bringing him along, Austin Stone, and I think Kuntz will be back in another 2 weeks or so. And some of the guys that are playing some pivotal roles right now, particularly starting roles, will probably move back to the pen and make us a little better there. And I think some of the guys that are getting rocked right now a little bit, this is, they can pitch, but they're being put into situations right now that they probably not suited for. And, that's just the way it is. And we've been without Menard. You saw Menard catch the last 3 innings of 2 days today. That's the first time he's been in a game all year. And that's a guy who we expected to be our #1 guy and was playing really well, before he got hit by a pitch and broke his arm. So we found out we have other players in the midst of having a lot of nicks, early in the season.
And you guys have been kind of moving different parts in and out of the lineup. Are you starting to settle in on some guys that you think are going to be the guys for you, or is it still a work in progress?
It's still a work in progress. I think there's some guys that are settled in. I think Steve McLean has really settled in at second base, and I'm tempted to move him to short, but shortstop really hasn't hurt us. We haven't had a lot of activity at short. It was okay today. There were a couple of times today that it hurt us, but he's made so many plays at second, and that seems to be where the activity's been, that I'm probably going to leave him alone. But he has settled in, and that wasn't somebody, he's had to earn that. Dukoff over at third has got more range at third base than anybody we've ever had, and he's going to get better, I think, as the season goes along. He's still a freshman, he's still learning, and he's going to have good days and bad days, but he's made some big time plays over at third base. Shepard's had a bad day today, and I really am surprised because he's been swinging it really good, and he's got a dynamic bat. He can hit a ball a long ways. He's just got to learn how to channel his energy in the right direction and not get too big. That's why I've been leading him off, trying to help him become a better, just kind of a more complete player, and not just always trying to drive runs in, swinging for the fence and stuff like that. And I felt bad for him today because he didn't have a good day, and they took advantage of it. Este's a redshirt freshman, has got major pop in his bat. He's going to be a really good player. He didn't make 2 plays in the first game on fly balls, that will probably change that game drastically. Both Brown and Toth are, Brown's got an ankle taped up pretty heavy, and Toth's got a hamstring pull. So we got a lot of junk like that. I think Dotson is going to wind up over here at first base and give us some length over there, and also give us a pretty good bat. He's the one guy today that really did have a pretty big day in the second game. You don't see many guys hitting doubles and triples, and 1-2. He was close to going for a cycle today if he got that ball out of the park. I think shortstop is still. I hit Hayden Ross there at the end. He's got a pulled hamstring. Shortstop is the place where I'm really not settled, and we'll just see how that. It's not a good place to not be settled, but it's not that we don't have. When we've played 2 guys there and they've done a good job for us. Is one better than the other? I don't know.
What does it mean for your team to come out here to California early in the season, play a quality team like Fullerton, leading into, Big 12 play?
I've always, 2 things. Number one, I've always believed that you play the best people you can play. And you play people that will teach you something about the game. And one of the things that, that I told our guys after the game today was that if they were looking for a model for what we're trying to get them to be like offensively, they just saw it. And they reminded me a lot of our 2012 team. They're just very tenacious at the plate with 2 strikes, just fight pitches off, just grinding out at bats. They're not I don't think that they're a bunch of big leaguers. I don't think there's a bunch of superstars over there. They're just really play the game well, at the plate. And of course, you know, when you got Eshelman out there on the mound, he's going to give you a chance to win every single game. I really thought we competed well with him. I mean, it was you know, we had a chance when Shepard was up there with a couple of guys on and struck out, I think, in that first game. There was a chance to make that game a lot tighter. Second game, you know, give the right-hander, the freshman right-hander that came in, I give him a lot of credit. I mean, Price hit a ball out on him, you know, when he first came in, and then he really settled down and was pretty good. But I think it helps us. Your question is, you know, we do it because we want to play the best we can play. We play this year, our schedule has got us going to Fort Worth, you know, to play TCU, to Stillwater to play Oklahoma State, and to Tech. So we draw, you know, the three teams that everybody thinks are the best in our league. We got to go to their place, and then we got Texas at home. So, you know, I think I saw somewhere where our schedule was ranked #1 in strength of schedule. So that's all I can control.